ain't mad cause I'm chillin'. I'm about to go outside and make a killin'. For real, they ain't mad cause I'm dope.
What's up, my peoples out there? Welcome to another episode of Chillin' with Ones. I'm your host. Dang, done knocked my arm off. I'm not used to this new area. We in a new area today.
It's fancy.
Yeah, just for the day, I think.
I like it though.
We might think about coming back. I don't know, but
We might have to.
anyway, I'm your host J1s. I'm here with
Crump Casso.
all right, and we're gonna be doing a little show today, talking about more hip hop related stuff. Cause most of the time that's what we gonna do if it's just me and him. You know, we gonna talk about hip hop cause we rappers and that's what we do.
Right.
Anyway, so I mean, how you been, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm busy. Well, busy can be a good thing.
Busy? What you doing? Busy doing
Everything.
what?
Everything.
Good guy. That when somebody say everything, that mean they ain't doing nothing.
How you doing?
I'm doing everything.
I bet you are.
I'm doing everything. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I feel like, you know, I got the glow right now, man. I'm doing a lot of work. I got my gaming channel popping up, you know. I'm putting in a lot of work right now. I'm getting content out there, huh?
See Bruce Leroy right now.
Hey, you know what it is? It's cause it's cause of God. You know what I'm saying? It's all thanks to God. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that glow. He giving me the focus.
Can't argue with that.
For sure.
But you're right. You do got the video game popping right now. Video game channel popping right now.
Yeah. Go check that out. My video game channel is called Team Ones Gaming. Go check that out. You know, we doing it big over here. You know, what can I say? You know, popping colors. You know what I'm saying? But let's get on into it. We don't want to be here too long today. We're gonna get right into it. So first thing, we talked about this a little bit already, but the game just came out with an interview for Drink Champs. You know,
Yeah.
I know. Did you watch any of it outside of the Eminem stuff?
Nah, I haven't. Nah, literally all I saw was like a minute of him talking about Eminem, and that was it.
Okay. Well, before we get into that, I watched the whole interview. I thought it was a great interview. I thought it was very entertaining. The game is crazy.
Right, he is.
That dude, he was really trying to be the Drink Champ for real. Like
I heard he was like pretty much like drinking everybody out. Like he was.
yeah. Like he had Nori in there like, whoa, you ain't gotta do everything every time like they ask a question, he ready to drink a whole bottle. Like they like, whoa, you ain't gotta whoa.
I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm mad I ain't seen it yet, but I ain't had time. But I'm gonna go back. You know, I've been doing everything. But you know, when I get a chance, though, I'm gonna go back and watch the whole thing. Yeah, I definitely heard he was like trying to drink like everybody under the table. Like,
yeah, definitely, that dude was wild. But yeah, like he's very, very entertaining. I feel like Game is one of those rappers that's like slept on.
Yeah, I agree.
He's much nicer than what people give him credit for.
I agree.
And he deserves his flowers. You know, he deserves to be on the show. He done been in the game a long time. He done did music with a lot of, you know, of like the top artists with the exception of like Jay-Z, but he done did music with Drake, Kanye, all that.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a really good interview. Like I said, I didn't want to get too far into it since you didn't watch it, but let's go into the topic at hand. The Eminem. How you feel about that? Him saying that, you know, he could rap better than Eminem, he's in a better place right now or whatever as far as where he feels he's at lyrically. How you feel about that?
I mean, you pretty much already know how I feel about it.
How you feel? Let people know how you feel about it.
Game is a dope rapper. Like you said, I definitely feel like he's highly underrated. I feel like he slept on for sure. He's a dope lyricist, dope storyteller. He's a dope rapper, but he ain't touching him. I'm sorry. He ain't touching him. Definitely slept on him, like, because I've seen, like, the comments on IG and everything, and people going in, like, oh, dope tripping, Game tripping, he on crack, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like people was like, I mean, I don't think he's touching him. I think he's wrong, but it ain't that far-fetched of a, like, you know, accusation or claim, in my opinion, because people, I really feel like people, like you said, like, sleep on Game. Like, Game is dope. Like, it ain't like, it ain't like he said something that was super outlandish, in my opinion. I still agree that he tripping, like he ain't better than him, but it wasn't so far fetched where I'm like, oh, he wildin' and blah blah blah. Like, dope. Game is dope. Like,
what up? Do you feel like he's wrong today, or are you just thinking about Eminem as a whole?
Even today, I don't think Game can out rap Eminem. He's not a better rapper
today.
Yeah, he cannot out rap Eminem. He cannot out rap.
Why can't he out rap Eminem today?
Because Eminem's a monster. He's a rap god.
Why though?
Why is he not? I don't know why he that nice. I guess he eats, sleep, and
That's not what I'm asking. I'm not saying. That's not what I said. Why? I'm saying why because okay, when we're talking about out rapping or somebody saying I can rap better than you, what are we really talking about here? Are we talking about okay, Eminem? I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. Like, it's been a few years since Eminem has like actually said something. Like, he's had music and stuff, but it's all about him for the most part. Like, he has some songs here and there, but for the most part, it seems like yeah, he can technically spit very good, but it's just him putting together little schemes of words that he tries to make go together and fit, but he ain't really saying nothing or whatnot. So, are we saying that Eminem can beat Game because he's this technical rapper that can rhyme orange with door hinge, but it don't mean nothing? Or can he overall still like rap like that? Kind of like, that's why I said today, because back then he was actually talking about something. Like, yeah, it was vulgar, it was crazy, whatever, but it had more like content in it with what he was going through, and you know, it had more thought going into it outside of now. It's just like he's putting words together. He's technically very well at putting words together, but what is he saying? You remember we watched that freestyle. It's like, yeah, like technically, yeah, you a good rapper.
It's not a redeeming quality at all in me. It's impossible, seems like an implausible dream. Positive, clean thoughts intervene, but they're all either altered and mean, assault and demean, tossed to the being lost in the scheme, squashed in between a brainwashing machine.
But and I'm not really comparing him to like, I don't even know if I want to say this, but I was gonna bring up Logic. Because, like, technically, yeah, you a really good rapper. But, like, overall, when it comes down to, like, your soul that you got in there, the passion, the what you're saying, does that not count? Or are we just talking, like, that technical ability, it don't matter what he's saying, you just can't out-rap this man? Does that matter?
I feel like it does matter. I feel like it does matter. If we're to take two random albums, it could be their most recent albums, and pair them up side by side, then to your point, yeah, Game's probably going to have a lot more content and what he's talking about than M, in my opinion. But if we're talking about doing it with intent, and to me, that's why I feel like the difference is. So, yeah, you're right, like M can rap orange with door hinge and blah, blah, blah. But if he's doing that, plus making content with the intent to out-rap somebody, like if he knows this is a competition, Game isn't out-rapping him. Like, I feel like M still has the ability to do what Game is doing. Like you said, like as far as like content, he just doesn't. But if he has to, he can. And a prime example to me is the MGK diss. Like,
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, like that was it wasn't like him just rapping it. It was actually him talking about stuff and dissing Machine Gun Kelly with the like his bars or whatever with intent.
That battle was debatable, son.
It wasn't. He didn't. Wait, by debatable you mean was it a good battle or was it?
It was debatable as in like he didn't just like murder him and it wasn't even close. It was debatable. It could go either way.
But you're not saying it was. But you agree it was content like in his diss. It wasn't just him like pulling random words out the air.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm making that point to say a lot of times when people want to bring, you know, sometimes people will bring up that, like, you know, he's had beefs and this, that, and the third. But it's like, who is he really battled for real, and beat? For real. Benzino, MGK. And he couldn't even, like, MGK don't really get respect like that. And it was a debatable. So even if you talk about it in that, you know, stream of thought, he don't do the greatest there either. And I'm kind of playing devil's advocate, but at the same time, I kind of do agree with this. You know, this is for conversation, but I do kind of feel this way. Because I do feel like, you know, Eminem is he's one of the greatest rappers, but I still, like I said, I'm asking you questions because I want you to dig a little deeper when you say, oh, he can't, da-da-da-da. How? What has he shown us are proven to us outside of the fact that he could put words together when he can't even dust off MGK.
For the record, I don't think it was debatable. To me, M clearly won. But it wasn't by a landslide. But to me, it wasn't even debatable. Like, to me, M clearly won, in my opinion. But... And
you said it was close.
I wouldn't even say it was close.
I feel like it was a debatable.
I disagree. Agree to disagree.
I feel like Eminem already has, like, MGK has an uphill battle because it's Eminem. So you gonna say he won?
Not necessarily, because I would have thought about Drake and Meek too. I definitely wouldn't have put Drake as a victor before that battle.
They're closer as peers than MGK and Eminem. It's not even close with how we see Eminem and how we see MGK. Meek Mill and Drake, it's kind of in the same level. So,
but in terms of who I would have thought would came out on top, I would have picked Meek by far. I agree that they're closer in terms of, I guess, what's what we're looking for, like level or whatever. But in terms of skill and like disses and battle raps and stuff like that, I would have picked Meek. I would have picked Meek by far.
Okay, but
regardless of that, I still feel like M has the ability to do what he does, like you said, just rap random crazy words or whatever together, and still do the content and put them together if he really wanted to. To your point, like what you said earlier about are we talking all of M or right now? I still feel like if he wants to, he can do a stand or he can do, clean out my closets and all that kind of stuff if he wanted to. I truly don't think he wants to anymore.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Because he tried to do that on that, what was that album? Is it Revival where it got the American flag on it or something like that?
I think so.
I think it's when he on the cover like this. It's not. Is it Revival? What is? Let me check. I gotta see. I gotta look this up real quick. But I think it was called Revival, and that was full of him trying to have content, and it was booty. It's one of his worst projects, and that came out recently.
Musically, was it trash?
Yeah, it was Revival. 2017.
Was it musically, like, was the song trash, or was the words there but the songs are trash, like, or
all of the above?
I find it hard to believe. I ain't heard it.
Listen to it.
Yeah, I gotta go back and listen to it.
Now, Kamikaze, that one was, if I remember correctly, that was him just trying to flex and show everybody he could rap. It wasn't necessarily all about the content. He tried to put a lot of content in the Revival, and it was like a bunch of like those type songs that he likes to do and have some pop singer on the chorus or whatever, and it ain't it. Now, Music to Be Murdered By 1 and 2, I think 2 was better, but I liked it. Those were straight.
What the covers look like?
With the blood on it.
Yeah, I remember. See, I don't remember.
And Kamikaze one that kind of looked like the Beastie Boys.
Which one was one?
The one was that one.
Okay, I didn't hear 2 then. I gotta go back and listen to 2.
Yeah, two got some joints on there, but okay, let's separate it like this. Okay, so if we're gonna separate it into 3 groups. Okay, let's talk about if they were to do diss songs against each other. You think Eminem wins?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one because Game is one of my favorite people when it comes to like diss records.
Yeah, I think Game gets him out of here if it comes down to diss tracks.
He might. I'm not gonna lie. Game does some nice, really good diss records.
And he gonna come more aggressive.
Yeah, he definitely
or
is.
Whatever. Eminem, like, he's not a believable like that. Like, we're not taking him like street serious like that.
And not only that though, when it comes to diss records, you don't always have to be the best when it comes to pulling crazy words and rhyme schemes. Sometimes diss records is just about what you're saying and how you're putting it together.
Did it come off hard? Was it hard? Was it believable? Was it,
So Game actually might get him on a diss record.
Okay. So let's talk about, like, let's say it's a battle face to face. Who is winning that?
I think M will win that face to face.
Why?
I just feel like he's better off top when it comes to freestyles and probably rebuttals and stuff like that.
Okay, so you watch battle rap, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Eminem going against The Game in a battle rap like environment like today. You think Eminem is beating The Game?
I do.
You see where I'm getting at here though? Why I'm asking you like that?
Yeah, I think he would. I don't think Game is topping him in a battle rap environment like that.
Yeah, but don't nobody.
Especially not with the Game's delivery. I don't think his delivery is gonna work in that kind of environment.
I feel
on
like
a track, on wax, but I don't think his delivery is gonna work.
Well, I mean, you watch battle rap, but you know me, I watch a lot of battle rap or whatever. That rappity rap jump don't work.
No,
Like,
but that's why I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't think it would do that. Like
I
it's
feel
gonna
like
be
that's-
very 8 Mile-ish or like his old school battles like from the day. Like I know you see probably his old clips from when he used to battle, like the real 8 Mile or whatever when he's actually battling. I don't think he's gonna do that.
8 Mile jump don't work no more today.
What do you mean?
That 8 Mile jump. My friend is an Uncle Tom. I still hang with my.
Not like that in general. But I mean, he ain't rapping orange and rapping that too many napkins. He can be doing that in a battle like that.
I think he is.
I don't think he would.
I think
I don't think he would.
I think that's his like kind of go to today.
That is true though. He do be doing that a lot.
I think he is gonna do at least some of that. Especially if it's 3 rounds, he's gonna do that at some point.
Well, one of his friends, his close friend, they tell him like, look, that ain't the way to go. You got to go take it back. Take it back to your old school battle days where you was actually doing punchlines and bars where he was coming Rap City to the basement. He was dropping like bars and punchlines. That's always gonna work. That new flow that he's doing is not gonna work. Now if he goes back to that Slim Shady days and stuff like that, like he was on Rap City to the basement, we just dropping bars and punchlines and stuff. If he's doing that, he's getting game.
He can't do that no more.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. And I feel like even if he does, just off of like before we even get to the lyricism, the aggressiveness alone is gonna be hard to get past in a battle rap environment with the game barking on Eminem. His stuff is gonna come off so soft with the game push. Like Eminem is gonna be like with his he kind of got like nasally kind of higher voice or whatever. It's not gonna come off the same when it's a bunch of niggas in the room. They ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, but he's spitting. No, they gonna Game is gonna have the crowd just because he's black and aggressive, and he's street, and it's gonna be a street environment. He's gonna have a crowd. I feel like.
I disagree. That's like Budden versus Hollow. I know you seen that battle. Mm-hmm. Hollow got Joe by far, even though Joe is definitely more aggressive rapper, and like Hollow's definitely more witty, and he's not like an aggressive rapper. But that aggression don't matter if you ain't bringing the right bars.
I disagree, and I don't think Joe was really being the most aggressive, and that wasn't even like a real like.
Don't say it wasn't a real battle.
No, it was a battle, but it wasn't like a street like smack battle. It was like, when you hear like battle rappers talking about like that, what was that thing called? Slaughter something. I forgot what it was called, that whole card or whatever. But they're saying there's a lot of like, actors there and producers there. Like it wasn't like that, smack environment. So it wasn't the same, whatever. And I don't even think Joe was being the most aggressive. And I feel like Joe, that was debatable. Like everybody gets on Hollow for kind of losing. Like they were saying, like if Joe wouldn't have dropped the mic, he would have won. If he wouldn't have dropped the mic,
who's saying that?
Everybody gets on Hollow about losing that battle because that wasn't Hollow's best battle either.
It wasn't, but it definitely wasn't Joe's.
But
Joe's.
I'm saying like when it's a somebody that's white and has like a softer kind of makeup. That's what I'm talking about. Not, Joe's black, he's black, whatever. It's not a street environment anyway. But I'm talking about in a smack room, street dudes, you got a street rapper, he's barking. As long as he don't, I feel like he can probably get away with some white boy stuff too. White boy, you ain't true. You swing on me, like,
I agree with that, but if
that's gonna go over very well.
It will, but to me that doesn't trump bars though. If Game ain't coming with the right bars, which I don't think he will in that situation, he's gonna have the aggression for sure. He's gonna have he can pretty much say and do whatever he wants to. He's gonna be a bulldog on that stage. But if he ain't come with the clever bars and punchlines, which is what we come for, specifically gun bars or whatever, I don't think Game can come with that.
Yeah, but what bar? Eminem ain't coming with a bunch of gun bars.
It don't have to be gun bars though. Eminem's gonna come with a bunch of witty punchlines and bars that Game's just not coming with.
He can't do those no more.
Why do you think he can't do this no more?
Not like he used to.
Why do you think this?
Dog, we just watched the thing.
But he ain't trying to do it though.
Yeah, he is.
No,
that
it was
whole
a freestyle.
Thing was him trying to do punchlines.
But it wasn't
they
like
was just kind of cringy though. Those were stuff he really thought was nice. And pick to it, and it sticks to you. And I'm like, he thought those was fire, man. Come on. He put that out because he thought that was dope. He's still trying to prove, I'm nice. That whole thing, did you finish it?
I didn't go back and watch it yet.
Exactly. It just was full of punchlines that he thought was nice. He's not as witty as he used to be. He's not. I feel like Game is still the best, if not better than he's ever been right now. He's still like kind of. He's not in his prime, but he's still kind of there as far as like where his lyricism lies or whatever. I feel like Eminem has dropped off and he's fallen into the too many napkins kind of like flow slash cadence slash bars too. I don't feel like he has that anymore to overtake what Game would do in a face to face.
We gotta agree to disagree. I just don't see Game Code with no kind of witty bars and no face to face. And diss records, yes, definitely. But in a face to face battle, I don't see Game.
Well, why would he be able to come with good stuff in the diss record, but not on face to face? It's the same game.
Diss record don't have to be like, Pusha T. That wasn't full of punch on the bars, but it was a dope diss. That's what Game does. Like Game 300 bars and running.
Hot take. I feel like he lost. You talking about versus Drake, right?
Yeah.
Hot take. I like Drake's better.
Said you and nobody else. What?
I know, but because we can talk about this real quick, then we can move to the next topic for the Game thing. But I feel like you said, he didn't rap better than Drake. He didn't have better punchlines than Drake. He just caught Drake because of the gossip. And everybody like, oh, dang, you hiding a child. Whoa, you putting business out there. You putting this, you exposing this dude.
Right.
That was why he won.
Right. But it wasn't just that though. Even without that, he still some crazy bars and stuff in there.
Yeah, but I don't think the beat was better. He used somebody else's beat. I don't think the beat was better. I like Drake's beat better. I thought he rapped better. I thought he had better punchlines. But Pusha just got him because he kind of, he hit him with the low blows. He had the gossip on him. You are hiding a child, da-da-da-da-da. And everybody's like, ooh, he's saying some crazy stuff about you. So that kind of trumped everything Drake did. But if you take all that out of it, I still like Drake's more. He didn't win, technically. I get it. But I like Drake's better.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But, all right. Okay, so we talked about the diss track. We talked about the face-to-face battle. All right, what about if they do a versus? Because he said the versus thing. If they do a versus, who's winning?
Oh, Eminem's definitely winning that.
How so?
Eminem had way more hits than Game. I like Game. He ain't got him in his M.
Okay, do you want to see M in a versus?
Do I want to see Eminem in a versus?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Why would he win then? I don't feel like his songs would do well in the verses.
I mean, if we're just talking about hits, I don't want to see Game in the verses either though, because Game don't have hits either.
Yeah, he do.
Not more than M. Even if they argue that Game has more hits than M.
Okay. A lot of people always say this when we get a new versus and they pick who they want to win, and they say this person has more hits. It don't matter. It's a cap. It's 20 songs. You can't say, oh, they got more hits than. Well, they're not going to. We run out of hits. It's 20. I pick my best 20. You pick your best 20.
With 20 though, I don't think Game is pushing M out the water with 20 hits. I can't think of 10. I can't think of 10 hits right now for Game. Like M definitely has. Even if I don't necessarily like them myself, M easily has 20 hits. Even if I personally don't like them myself. Like you said, all the songs he has, like with the pop singers on the hook, with Rihanna and people like that. I personally don't like those songs, but those records are charting. Like those are hits.
Yeah, but in a versus, going against can the real Slim Shady beat One Blood?
Yeah, and One Blood's my favorite. Like Game, like dope song. But yeah, Real Slim Shady, that's a mega hit. One Blood not a bigger hit than Real Slim Shady. You gotta admit that. Whether you like it better or not.
When you playing them back to back, and we're watching the verses, we're not saying, "Oh, well, that's a bigger hit." So we're going with which song do we like more? Like out of the hits, they're both hits. Which one is better when they play them back to back?
I'm still going Real Slim Shady. Over One Blood. One Blood's a really dope song, but I'm still going Real Slim Shady over One Blood.
I don't think his songs, like especially his songs by itself, I feel like he would need to use a lot of like songs that he's featured on, like with Dre or something like that. Like Forgot About Dre, that's gonna hit.
Right.
Not necessarily Real Slim Shady. I like Real Slim Shady. I like a lot of his early stuff, most of his early stuff. So I'm gonna support it. But in a versus, room, I don't feel like that's gonna hit like a lot of those songs. Even Lose Yourself can lose to Hate It or Love It.
I would argue that only because, so again, Lose Yourself clearly is a way bigger hit. So we're literally just counting what hits. He's winning by far. But if we're talking what we like, then yeah, I mean I'm going to Hate It or Love It. But,
yeah. So like the people that's watching, you know what I'm saying, with us. And I think that's a problem it's gonna be kind of a segue into like my point I kind of want to make about Eminem. For starters, I think Eminem is he's one of the best rappers, one of the best lyricists, one of the best to do it. But I feel like sometimes we give him a little bit too much props. A little bit too much props or whatever, to the point to where you can't even say nothing about him. Like, you didn't say it, but people, game's crazy, da da da. Why?
Yeah,
you can't say nothing about Eminem?
Right.
But I feel like if he would have said like something about Jay-Z, which he actually has years ago or whatever, and he ain't get his, he's not gonna get as much flack if he say something about Jay-Z. We don't defend Jay-Z. The Young Thug out here saying whatever he want to about Jay-Z, and people, Jay-Z don't got hits and blah blah blah. He getting a whole lot of disrespect. We talked about this a little bit in the last episode about him and talking about verses. But we will defend the crap out of the white boy. And I love Eminem, but we act like he's like the Jordan of this junk or whatnot. Because I actually talked about this with my pops a little bit, and he was like, well, game is good, but he's not there or whatever. He's not there. He was like, it's just like basketball. It was, I forgot. I think the name was Drexler or whatever. I forgot what the guy's name was. He played with Jordan, and he was good. But he said he was better than Jordan, and he was like, you know what? Nobody's trying to hear that, because it's like, that's Jordan. You crazy, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I would rock with that if it was like a Jay-Z or something like that. But I'm not putting Eminem as the Jordan. I don't think we should put him there. Like, I don't feel like he's the Jordan of the rap game to be like, we can't say nothing about him. And then you can say whatever about Jay-Z. We overlook like a Redman. We overlook like a Busta Rhymes. And he gets his flowers, but I feel like even like somebody like Busta Rhymes gets kind of overlooked, and he's kind of underrated for what he is or where he should be with everything he's done. But Eminem's like the guy, the rap guy, like you said, and I feel like I don't really support that. I can't argue with it, but so much, because he actually is good. Right. But like, if he was black, he might be Tech 9. Yeah. Like Tech 9, he doing his thing, but he's not nowhere near he underground. Yeah. He would be, I don't know, anybody. Nah, I don't want to say Black Thought, but he would be he wouldn't be Eminem if he was black. I agree with lot of that goes into being white. So it's like, when it comes down to, us talking about whether he's better, I feel like we need to really kind of look a little bit deeper into, okay, what has he done in the past? What is he doing now? Who has he really battled and won? For you to be like, oh, well, he could beat anybody. That's why I went into those things, because like, okay, he battled Benzino, he battled Machine Gun Kelly. Look how everybody that game done went against. Like, he had some notable battles, notable wins, notable debatables, whatever, against like real competition. Meek Mill against, he lost the Drake, but you get what I'm saying. 50 Cent, whatever. He was going against Jay or whatever. And he actually had some notable stuff where he was really put out some real dope diss tracks and stuff. And it's like, Eminem might have a good diss track, but it's like, you going against Benzino. Yeah. Or ain't nobody, So I think we really need to, like, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's dope. But I feel like we really need to, like, check ourselves sometimes, like, where we put Eminem as far as, when it's levels, as far as, where this came from. A lot of people wasn't even rocking with, the hip hop. We know it came from the streets, from New York, whatever, this, that, and the third, from the streets, from the struggle and all that stuff. Not to say Eminem didn't struggle, but a lot of times I done heard a lot of people wasn't rocking with Eminem like that, wasn't even listening to him like that. Yeah. But like, you know. So it's like, yeah, you embrace him, but at the same time, it's like, that's why I say, like, for the verses, it's like, is this his songs really gonna hit like that for real? When it's a bunch of us in the room, like it's a bunch of street dudes in the room, or you know, whatever, like, cause you know if Game is there, you know who gonna be there,
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
So I mean, are we really gonna be picking the real Slim Shady over whatever One Blood or whatever, you know, the Game is playing? You know, now if it's, you know, over at, you know, the crossover side, the white folks or whatever, like, yeah, they might pick, you know, whatever. But when it's us talking about it and we lifting up Eminem like that, I feel like we need to check ourselves sometime. I don't feel like he's above being critiqued or somebody saying they can rap better than him.
Yeah.
But we don't, like I said, but we don't say nothing about Jay though. If he says something about Jay, you know, yeah, he probably can rap better than Jay. Like, why are we doing this to our people? If we lifting up the white boy?
I think, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think a big part of that too is that
You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I get what you're saying. I was gonna say I feel like a big part of that too is that Jay ain't rapping like him though. I mean, at the end of the day, Jay's Jay. Like he's always gonna be here. Always. He's done way too much in the game. He has way too many hits. Like Jay's a ridiculous artist, but he's not rapping like him either. So I feel like that's a big part of it too.
Rapping like him as far as what?
As far as skill level in terms of being able to you manipulate words and rhymes and put rhyme schemes together. Jay's a dope rapper. I'm not taking that against him away from him. I'm not saying he can't go in the booth and crank out a song in like 5 minutes. Like Jay is phenomenal, but I've never seen. I'm not saying never.
I would dare to disagree.
I'm not saying never, but
I would dare to disagree. Eminem be rapping fast, rhyming words, and don't be saying nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. I know, I agree with that. I'm saying, but I don't think Jay can even do that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think Jay can just take words and rhymes and
He gonna say something. Yeah, he
He
can't
is.
do that. He gonna say something.
right. He is. And I'm saying that's what I feel like in terms of rapping ability. Somebody might be able to out rap Jay. And we're talking about rapping ability. Now, can Jay do better songs? Maybe not. Are they gonna drop more colossal hits? Probably not. But in terms of rapping ability, and I think that is one of the reasons why when it comes to people saying they can out-rap Jay or whatever, people aren't up in arms as much. Now, if it's like a Kendrick, people might have something to say about that. Like, you're not out-rapping Kendrick. Because Kendrick is a good rapper. I'm not gonna say any debate whether Kendrick can rap better than Jay-Z or not. We're not getting into that. But I do feel like Kendrick is looked at more as a better rapper in terms of skill level.
You know how I feel about Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick, I feel like is a scary artist as far as like ability.
Right.
But that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's, especially right now, Kendrick, it's more to it to him than just rapping fast and putting words together.
Right.
It's rapping fast. It's slow. It's flow, not slow.
Right.
It's flow. He going in and out of pockets,
Right.
different flows. This and the third. Eminem kind of got one flow right now. Let's be honest. In this rapid
Right
pace.
now, yeah.
It's rapid pace or whatever. And Kendrick's always gonna be talking about something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that counts a lot.
It does.
Like, you can't just come up to me and be like, oh, okay, I can rap, and you just cat in the hat and the rap and the fat and tat and the Latin and that and that. Like all you said was cat, hat, rap, pat. Like, you ain't saying nothing. You can't rap to me, like, for real. Like, I'm not gonna give you a pass. You come to me and say you can rap, and that's all you do, and all I hear is cat, rap, fat. But you just saying it fast in that kind of, I don't want to, choppy way. For lack of better terms, like choppy, whatever way that Eminem does it.
Right.
And that's and I feel like I'm coming off like Eminem can't rap. Eminem can rap. He's one of the greatest rappers ever. Facts. But I just feel like we got to pull back a little bit when we start putting him there. We need to start thinking about what is he doing today? What has he done in the past? Like, when it comes down to rapping, like, I just feel like that needs to be considered. Now, if he said, because I heard he said he rap better than Kendrick too. Now, I disagree with that. I'm fine with him saying he better than Eminem, especially today. Now, back overall, like, I get it a little bit, but I don't think he's like, he can say it. Especially since, this rap, this competition. Why can't he say it? What's this softness? He can say that if he want to.
Right.
Shoot. But Kendrick, I would be more if you said you blasphemous for saying it about Kendrick, I'd be like, I really won't have nothing to say. Like, I still feel like he could say it, and I still feel like Game can pretty much give anybody a run. Yeah. I think he can give anybody a run, even Kendrick, but I don't think he can beat Kendrick. I feel like Kendrick is a whole different beast, but because from what he's done up to this point, what he says, his flow pattern, his all of that, Eminem hasn't given us that in forever. And I get it, he's old now, but we can't even say today he can beat him. We can't even say that. Like, that's the thing we need to pull back a little bit.
I agree. We need to pull back. Like I said, that's what I said from the jump. Like, I don't think it was an outlandish comment from the game to make that.
Right.
I don't think he's beating him, but I don't think it was an outlandish comment. Like, I agree. I do feel like people need to pull back. Like, I'm not gonna say M's not untouchable. Like, he Like, I don't feel like Game is right. I think he's wrong, but like you said, I feel like he can give anybody. Game can give anybody in the game right now a run for their money. So I don't think it's that outlandish of a comment, in my opinion.
Well, that's what it is. I'm right. Next, let's move on to the next topic. So you caught up on all the stuff about what's been going on with Slaughterhouse, right?
Yeah.
Let me know your thoughts. You know what's going on. I know y'all should know by now with the stuff that's going on with Slaughterhouse. Joe Ortiz and Crooked Eye coming out with a new project called Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse and all that stuff. And it's kind of them two against Joe and Royce right now with who's right, who's wrong, and you know how they're moving forward with the name and et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, I just wanted to give that little bit rundown real quick. What'd you think?
I actually don't have a lot to say about it. To me, it seems like it's kind of messy. Like, and I honestly don't feel like no one's really gonna know based off what I saw. I don't think anybody's gonna really know. Almost like it's hard, in my opinion. You might disagree to pick a side on who's right and who's wrong. I feel like to me, it's a bunch of he say, she say. I don't know what happened exactly when in the timeline or whatever.
Well, I picked one.
I don't know exactly when stuff was done or said, what order, whatever. I'm listening to King Crooked's story. I'm listening to Royce's story, and I'm trying to piece it all together. Right. Like they say, there's always two sides of stories. I'm trying to listen.
Three sides.
Right. 4 sides if you count Joel. But I'm trying to take everybody's story and listen to what everybody's saying and put it together. I mean, from what I'm taking, like I said, I don't want to get too deep into it, but from what I'm taking from it, it seems like Crooked is trying to get the group back together. He's trying to do things that are lucrative for the whole group. I guess Joe didn't like the deals that he's coming with, and Joe didn't want to rap with the rest of them no more, basically, because he retired and stepping down and blah blah blah. It seems like Royce almost like to be like the middleman almost. So he's like almost like he's trying to be like the mediator, trying to get the group back together, but not if everybody wasn't rapping together. It just seems like it's kind of messy to me. Royce mentioned something in his live that I agree with though. I don't think that Crooked and Joe should be ending Slaughterhouse. Roy said, they can still sell T-shirts and blah blah blah. And it's not even necessarily about that for me. It's about in general, just not just T-shirts and merch. It's everything. To me, once you kill Slaughterhouse, that's it. And I get that message. Maybe that's the point of them doing it. Like, all right, we're done now. We're just no more. And I get maybe that's the point of doing it. But to me, once you do that, it's like no coming back from it. Like, I feel like they could have just stayed where they're at now in limbo, where we don't know what's going on. Like, we just not get no album, we not get no music, but we're not technically done.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. And but that being said, I don't feel like they should have killed or ended Slaughterhouse. I feel like it could have been done in a way like where it just kind of fizzles out, or whatever. If they wanted to come back into an album, don't get me wrong, just because you say you're killing Slaughterhouse, they can still come back into an album. But True. But I feel like now it's like, okay, you're going back on your word. I thought it was supposed to be done. It's what it's supposed to be dead. And now you're coming back on it. I feel like they could have fizzled out. They still could have got off what they had to say off their chest. They still could have did the records. Or I don't know if I'm disses, but they still could have came off with the records and everything without ending Slaughterhouse.
Right.
It seems kind of messy to me. I mean, I can't fault anybody, be mad at anybody for having strong opinions on what they feel like they need to do with their career and how they need to move forward. I really don't know if I can say if anybody, and maybe you could change my mind, but I don't know if I can really say that anybody's wrong for anything. I do feel like I kind of wish Crooked and Joe didn't do those tracks though that they did. Like I said, I don't want to call them disses, but I kind of wish they hadn't. There's certain things I feel like they said a lot to get stuff off their chest or whatever. Which I mean, if it's true and all that, that's good. But then I feel like there's other certain little things that were like little digs and stuff like that I feel like were kind of like unnecessary.
Well, let me pause you there.
Yeah.
Did you like the songs? How'd you feel about the songs?
I actually like the
themselves?
songs. I like songs. I like Slaughterhouse. I'm not really a super huge fan of their music as far as like, I'm not really checking for their music like that. But when I do hear their stuff, I usually like them. I usually enjoy them a lot. All four of them are ridiculous artists and talented. I did like the songs though. Yeah.
Well, did you want me to start now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm on Joe and Roy's side. I feel like they're all wrong to a certain, you know, in some way, everybody's wrong.
Yeah.
With the exception of maybe Royce. He's kind of the man that's out.
Really seems peaceful trying to be the middleman.
Right. But I feel like we already know Joe, he gonna be, you know, he always kind of been like, you know, seems like Joe.
Right.
Yeah. He might be harder to work with. He might be, you know, I get it or whatever. So I feel like that's his thing, you know, because Crooked was mad because he didn't like answer his phone or return his phone call. But overall, it seemed like for starters, their communication is trash.
Oh, I agree.
It seemed like a whole bunch of, oh, well, blah, blah, blah told me that Joe was doing this. And Joel told Royce that, da, da, da.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't hear nobody say, well, you remember we was all in the room together and you said, like it was, you said that he doing this.
Yeah.
He said that he was doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this communication is just booty anyway.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But my whole thing is, you know, Royce and Joe were saying that they didn't say no. They were saying that they did, which I can kind of see both sides of that. Because if you got somebody they're like, you know, saying, well, I ain't doing it out him, or I'm not blah, 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 blah. It's like, you taking it like, well, that you might as well say no.
Right.
Like, you ain't doing that. But at the same time, if they didn't say no, they didn't say no. They didn't say no.
Right.
Or whatever. They said Joe was just, you know, asking questions.
Right.
This and the third. So, me, I don't really, my major issue is after that. So, I don't really care whether they say yes or no. Because I feel like if they said no, that's their prerogative to say no. If Joe don't want to do another album with y'all, if he don't like the deal, that's his prerogative to say no. If Royce don't want to do it without Joe, which I understand, it's like, nah, it's not Slaughterhouse with all four.
Team, right.
You know, that's his prerogative to say so. My problem is, okay, after y'all got the no, whether they said it or not, I'm just gonna go with they said no. All right. So let's say they said no. After you got the no, you keep on talking about how that's the main thing they hanging their hat on is that, well, you said no, so this is why we did it like this, because y'all don't want to do it. But I didn't hear nobody say nothing about y'all having a conversation about moving forward with it. It's for people that own this. Everybody own 25%.
Right.
So just because I don't want to do another album with you don't mean that I don't get a say so in how y'all move forward with it.
Right.
Y'all just 50%. You can't end this jump.
Right.
Where was the conversation about, all right, y'all don't want to do it, you mind if we,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, we a group, you know, you act like y'all supposed to be brothers, y'all, we folks, we this, that, and the third, right? Where was the conversation, all right, we want to do this then, we want to end it, we want to da-da-da, or do you care, like, they all talking about Royce doing the 3-man thing, why y'all couldn't just do the 2-man thing, keep it alive, keep it alive and just do the 2-man thing then,
that's actually a really good point, they definitely could have.
Yeah, like, y'all ain't talk about none of that.
Right.
And I feel like they did that on purpose because they knew that they might have an issue with it.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to do it, right?
I think they felt butthurt because Joe was being Joe, not answering calls, not returning calls, whatever, causing his typical problems or whatever you want to call it or whatever.
Yeah.
Royce don't want to do it without Joe. So you're like, man, you know what? Fine, I'm going to do this then.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was about. When in reality, y'all should have, you know, it's 2 other people in this group still. Y'all should have been like, all right, well, how about we do this? You still, I feel like they should have let them know that they wanted to do this. But I feel like they did that because they, you know, knew that drama was going to push the sales. Because they done put an album out before and it didn't do well.
Yeah.
It didn't do well. So they know this is going to give us some shine. This is going to do this, da-da-da-da-da. And they wanted to try to gain off of it. And they knew that burning the the merchandise and all that stuff was gonna get people like burning the pig. Oh snap! Slaughterhouse, what's going on?
Right.
So people are gonna listen to it now.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, and I feel like that's part of the reason why Joe is mad too. That's why he was like, y'all don't have a logo.
Right.
That's what he meant by that. Y'all don't have a logo. Y'all going to using the logo for your own gain and then dragging my name. I wouldn't be happy if I was Joe. If it was me and I say me and you got a group, 2 other people, I tell them I don't want to do it no more. I'm doing something else, which I feel like that's part of the reason too. Royce, and it seems like Royce and Joe have more going on. You know, Crooked and Joel, they like, oh, you know, they ready. Yeah, Slaughterhouse, da 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 da. It's gonna take a little bit more, especially for Joe.
Right.
He has something more lucrative going on that he's into. He done said he retired. It would take a lot more to get him back in there.
Right.
To do a whole album.
Yeah.
Or whatever. They just ready to go, Joel and them, or whatever. But yeah, as far if it was me or whatever, and I say, nah, I don't want to do the album. You know, this, that, and the third. And so let's say me and you ain't gonna do the album without me or whatever. I say I don't want to do it. So the other 2 people, they go and make songs and start burning our group merchandise, start dragging my name. Yo, it's the end, y'all, and it's cause of J1's. He the one did it. Da 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 da. I'm not gonna be happy about that.
Right. Yeah.
Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's petty to the max. That's just petty because you had a problem with me saying that I ain't want to do it. However I handled it. If I just say no, I feel like it's in my right. I don't even have to call you back. It's not right. You know, that's Joe.
No, it's not.
You know, like
Right.
I said, he's wrong in his own way.
Right.
But if it was me taking that, and then on top of that, y'all be trying to use words like fam, bro, friend, whatever. You know how the people see Joe Budden.
Right.
You gonna add more on there.
Right.
Like, why you doing that? That's supposed to be your man's. So I'm not gonna be happy about that. Then on the other side, if I put myself in Crooked Eye's spot, I wouldn't have handled it like that.
Right.
I would have just left it, like I said, in limbo. Okay, it's everybody can't come together. I might be disappointed.
Right.
Like, dang, man, I really wanted to do one more group. We can't get everybody. Forget it. I'm
Right.
just gonna do my own stuff. All right, I'll do my own music.
Right.
I do my own music. All right, Crump, we can just do our own,
Right.
project. We'll do another one.
Right.
I'm not going, it's not that serious to me. Like, I'm not going to go out and be like, oh, see, y'all, that's why, blah, 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 didn't want to do the album, y'all, da, 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 or whatever.
Right.
And then they trying to hide behind the fans. Like, how you feel about this closure thing? Like, oh, the fans needed closure, this, that, and the third. A lot of people I talk to, they like, well, shoot, I done heard one of my friends I talked to, he was like, I didn't expect them to go as far as they did anyway. I thought they was just going to do the mixtapes. They did the album. All right. Like, oh, they still make music. Who was really thinking about them? Who was really waiting like, oh, man, I really need some closure. I know it's some, like, diehard fans that really want to come back. I get it. And I love music. Music is life. But at the same time, get a life. Like, who was really waiting for closure? Do you feel like that's like a good excuse to like
It's
the
not.
fans
I didn't think about
this?
that. I didn't think about it till you just said it just now. But now I agree. I disagree. Like with the closure thing, I don't think it had nothing to do with closure. I think it's like what you said earlier is that controversy sells records or whatever. So it's gonna bring attention to their new project or whatever. And I think that's what all it was about. I definitely think the closure thing is a BS excuse. I didn't think about that literally just now when you said it, but now that you mentioned it. Yeah, I don't buy that. And my thing is, like you said, who's that diehard of a fan where you're like, I need to know, I need closure. Like no one's, and I think a prime example of that is Outkast. I love Outkast. I'm not sitting here like, please, are you doing another album or not? Like I'm not. It's not killing me. Like yes, I would love for them to come back, but being left in limbo isn't killing me. So I would really like to know if they're gonna do another album, but it's not. It ain't messing me up.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's not messing me up though. I would love for Andre 3000 to come another. I wish he would just say yes, I'm not gonna do it or no, I'm whatever. But it ain't killing me. Like I don't need him to make an announcement. So, like,
and you don't see Big Boy like, oh yeah, Outkast is over, it's dead, and it's cause of Dre. Y'all know how he do. He don't want to be a 40-year-old rapper. Da da da. Like you don't see that happening.
Right.
Like, and that would be foul if he did. I feel like So why? It seems like most people, and I think most people are on Joe and Crooked's side. Because I've seen a lot of comments with people saying, well, what, they just supposed to not do nothing? No, they can do other things. Right. You do a podcast, you do a show, you do some solo music. It don't have to be Slaughterhouse for them to eat.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think they have it easy because they dealing with Joe.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
They can hide behind the fans, and they hiding behind the fact that people don't like Joe.
They're already off gate. Yeah.
So they can kind of do some foul stuff on the low, which I think it is kind of foul. I would be unhappy too if I was the one that they was talking about on the song. But they're getting away with it because the people don't like me.
That's another really good point. That's another, because that I think about it, but that's a really good point. Like that's the main reason why the story even looks the way it does is because it's Joe. Mm-hmm. Like if you take Joe out and put like Big Sean in, suddenly the story looks a whole lot different now because it's Big Sean or Drake or even M. Like the story is different now because we're not used to seeing Drake as a bad guy. We're not used to M as a bad guy or whatever. But because we already know Joe is Joe, we kind of already almost have a preemptive like assumption that he's probably difficult to work with. He probably said no, he didn't want to do it anymore or whatever. So it seems like he's screwing them over. But that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, so that's why, like I said, I feel like all of them done something that are wrong in some way. Like Joe, he's gonna be Joe. Like, you know, him not answering the phone, he's probably a little harder to deal with sometimes. I get it, but y'all should know that already. Yeah. Y'all been dealing a lot with Joe or whatever, and you know, I get it. And Joe, he gets real emotional. I don't feel like he should have went the SMD route, even though he didn't say that to Joel. He didn't tell Joe to SMD or whatever. Yeah. He told the project to SMD, but. Because you remember he was like, support the album, you know, in the IG Live. You know, he was like,
I don't remember saying that.
Joe Budden was saying something about like, I support you or something like that.
Yeah.
I support what y'all do or whatever as people. And Joe was like, well, if you support, then support the album. Tell people to listen to the album.
Right.
So Joe Budden says, that album can S my D. Or whatever, and that's when Joe got off. That was like at the end.
Okay, I missed that part. I didn't see the last 10 minutes yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I missed
that
part.
That's when Joe got off. I don't necessarily think Joe should have went that route. That's what. So, but I understand that sentiment too. It's like you putting this junk out with an album full of y'all talking junk about me, which we ain't heard it yet. And I feel like we should come back and do a review on the album too. So we already talking about it. So we'll come back and do a review on the album. So hopefully it's not a whole bunch of songs with this and all that stuff. I feel like it should be some other stuff.
Yeah,
but
it should be.
Either way, I heard the first two. And you coming at me. And you ain't even say nothing to me about ending nothing. You're burning merchandise. You doing this, that, and the third. Without saying nothing to the rest of the team. Like you own the ish. And I'm supposed to tell people to listen to it. Yeah. No. Now, if it's just me and you, and I'm just talking about you and your wife, your family, yeah, I wish you the best. But I'm not supporting the project.
You're right.
If it's me, I don't think, would you?
Nah.
You'd be like, nah, I'm not supporting that. Like,
right.
I don't care what I said. I can just say I don't never want to rap with y'all again. Like,
right.
And like I said, just, you know, you could still, and it's not even to say that y'all can't say y'all side of the story.
Right.
Just do a regular album and have a song or two on there and say your side of the story.
Yeah.
But it ain't got to be this whole, Slaughterhouse is dead. We killing. They actually make it a point to say we're killing something.
Right.
And I just feel like that wasn't necessary. It was petty. I do feel like a lot of it was for your game because you knew you was going to get more listeners or more money, more whatever because of the drama and y'all doing this. And y'all felt some type of way because, like I said, he was hurt because he picked Joe. And I'm like, I feel like that was nothing wrong with it. He can make that decision if you want to. And like I said, that's facts. Like, y'all are 4 guys.
Right.
I don't care. Even though people may not like Joe like that overall or whatever, it's still not going to be right if he ain't in there.
Right.
It's not going to be right if any one of them is missing. Really, y'all are a group of 4.
Right.
Anybody's missing, somebody's going to have a problem with it.
Yeah.
It's not Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
It's something else.
Right.
But Like I said, I would have been. I feel like if they would have, like, you know, talked about how they want to move forward, they could have just did a duo and like maybe it'd be like a sub thing of Slaughterhouse. Like I don't know, they call it slaughter duos or something. I don't know, whatever. I'm just freestyling, but you know, they could have called it something else related to Slaughterhouse,
right?
And they still wouldn't have mind. They wouldn't have mind if they used the logo in those terms,
right?
And then you know what? Another point that I feel like needs to be discussed is, you know, they was talking about doing the 3-man group, right?
Right.
I don't feel like those songs would have sounded like what they sound like if Royce would have said okay. I don't think he would have been cool with them dragging Joe like that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I feel like y'all already knew what y'all was doing. Right. Y'all knew what was going on. Y'all knew what y'all was going to try to do or whatever. And y'all trying to, like, say, hide behind, oh, well, y'all said no. Oh, well, the fans need to know. Oh, well, this, like, and like I say, I feel like it's a lot of cap going on with that.
Yeah.
So I'm not rocking with that. I would not be cool.
I wouldn't either
with that. Like, nah, this all of us. Y'all just 50%. Y'all can't just go and just. Yeah. I can't support it. They lucky it's against Joe. I think that's why they get in the pass. Yeah. Because I feel like if it was the other way and Joe was doing it, y'all would be killing Joe.
Yeah.
Y'all would be
big time. Big time.
Y'all would be killing it. But that's that, man. I think we can go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
We had a good talk. And whatnot. But so, like, subscribe. This was another episode of Chillin' with Ones. You got anything else to say?
Nah, I'm good.
Let the people know who you are.
Crumpcasso again, hip hop artist. Crumpcasso.com. All my social media, all my links, all my music can be found on my website. I need to update my website. It's been a minute, but the point is, all my links are still there. All the links still work.
Put that work in. Got to get that glow.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think, and always keep God first, because that's how we do over here. We gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.